For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you made me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrong that you made right, for every dream you made come true, for all the love I found in you, I'll be forever thankful, baby. You're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe I'm everything I am because you loved me. Ooh, you gave me wings and made me fly. You touched my hand, I could touch the sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my strength. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believed I'm everything I am because you loved me. Oh, you were always there for me, the tender wind that carried me, the light in the dark, shining your love into my life. You've been my inspiration through the lies you were the truth. My world is a better place because of you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my strength. Voice when I couldn't speak. When I couldn't speak. When I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. Lifted me up. You gave me faith 'cause you believed I'm everything I am because you loved me. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. My voice when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me. I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, I'm everything I am because you loved me.
Good afternoon, family and friends. My name is Carrie Frith and I welcome you here as we join in loving memory for a beautiful lady, Dawn May Jarvis. We've received a number of apologies from people that aren't able to be here in person this afternoon but are joining us from the live stream, and I extend a very warm welcome to those as well. Before we start the service, in honour of Dawn, I would like to just request that everyone has ensured their mobile phones are switched off out of respect. I'd also like to take this opportunity in thanking Sean Hamilton Funerals. You were here to support Dawn and Tennille back in 2012 when we laid Colin to rest, and you are here again today. So thank you so much. And of course, on behalf of Sean Hamilton Funerals and myself, we do extend our deepest condolences on your significant loss of a beautiful lady. Today is a difficult day as we join in the bittersweet experience of recalling Dawn's life and committing her body to all eternity. She has been such a constant in your lives. The tide recedes but leaves behind bright seashells on the sand. The sun goes down but gentle warmth still lingers on the land. The music stops and yet it lingers on in sweet refrain. And for every joy that passes, something beautiful remains. And that something beautiful that remains is the memories you have of Dawn. Today brings mixed emotions. It's a day of reflection, of gratitude, of sadness and acceptance. Reflection of a beautiful person. Gratitude for Dawn's life and all that she gave. Sadness of missing her in your lives. And acceptance she is now reunited with her beloved Col and is at peace. It's not easy to say goodbye, but you can be comforted in the knowledge that she is eternally at rest. What has been forever. The past with all its meaning is sacred and secure, and your love for Dawn and her love for you cannot be altered by time or circumstances. On behalf of Tennille and her family, I would like to thank you all for joining us here this afternoon. Your presence and support here is important, and it will be a source of consolation later on during those inevitable moments of grief and emptiness. For Dawn, there will be no more sunrises or sunsets, frustrations, hopes, sadness, happiness, plans and to-do lists. They've all expired. It matters not what successes Dawn accomplished or achieved, but the significance of each small action and its impact on others. What matters most is the worthiness of a dedicated and passionate pursuance of what she believed to be important. Each and every act of integrity, courage and sacrifice enriched and empowered her on her journey. We must try to remember that those we love are never really lost to us. We feel them in so many special ways. Through family and friends they always cared about, and in the beauty that they added to our days, in words of wisdom we still carry with us, and memories that never will be gone. For Tennille, losing your mother is one of the hardest things you can go through. And we're so sorry for your loss. How do you let a mother go? How do you say, I'm ready now to go on without you? How can you ever have a clue of what that really means? And today the moment is upon us and there's no turning back. And then you know what grief is, and guilt and love and things undone. Try to prepare and you will fail in some way, be it subtle or looming. But there is peace too. Peace and acceptance and overwhelming love that you maybe weren't aware of. And waves of conflicting emotion and laughter too. And memories you hadn't bothered lately to recall come flooding back in shared company. And it's all about your mum. And there's gratitude, so much of that you had for her, such a wonderful mother. Bright and shining, nobody's fool, independent but humble too. Smart and kind and fun, adventurous. A part of you has passed away, but much is carried every day within you and will as long as you are here. This may be a final tribute, a day to celebrate your mother's life and say goodbyes. But it's not final. Every day you'll celebrate in some way, just by the virtue of how she shaped your life. The absolute and incredible fortune that you knew her as a mother, a friend, and a woman. Dawn was born on the 30th of October in 1946 at Narrabri. She attended school at Narrabri, and during her school years she swam every morning 30 laps. She also did diving and running. Dawn met Colin around 14 or 15 years of age, and I'm on the understanding that Dawn was dating his best mate at the time. So fortunately for Colin, they broke up. I'm not sure of his dating techniques because Colin decided to put frogs down her swimmers. I'm told that Dawn swung a punch, Colin ducked, and she knocked the person behind him out. Dawn remained frightened of frogs for the rest of her life, and as appropriate, whenever Dawn saw a frog, it would be Colin that had to get rid of it. In Dawn's words, Colin was a handsome young man, and as their relationship developed, they decided to get married on the long weekend in October in 1969, a marriage that would last more than 42 years. The minister told them they were too old to get married. They were in their early 20s. How times have changed. In Narrabri, she was a telephonist providing directory assistance. They moved to Tamworth in 1971 and welcomed their only child, Tennille, in 1978. After Tennille was born, Dawn continued working for, it would have been Telecom in those days. I'm sure some ladies here could correct me. And she did shift work. Cole used to take her meals up to her when she was at work, and he was very good at preparing salads or whatever meal it was that he was doing. Another colleague wished that they could have one, so next time he took an additional meal up for that person. Dawn and Cole would go on road trips together, normally somewhere warmer, like the Gold Coast. And no doubt, being prior to our navmans, they would have their typical arguments about directions. Dawn could be stubborn and ruled the roost. Poor Cole only thought he did. She drove so fast up the driveway in their home that Cole told her she'd hit the gate driving so fast. She never did hit that gate. Dawn and Cole loved playing poker machines, something they both enjoyed. Dawn seemed to have the luck of always having a win. It was a way to pay for her hobby, and in latter times an escape for her. Dawn was a dedicated, committed, loyal and devoted wife to Colin for so many years, purely out of love. There is no doubt that without her loving care of him when he became unwell, he perhaps would not have survived so long or enjoyed the pleasures he had. She sacrificed so much of her own life for him, and after he passed, she had to learn to recreate a life for herself. Dawn was a very fun-loving, giving and open-minded person. She took to gardening and liked to go out, and last Christmas she was able to enjoy a beautiful lunch at the powerhouse with Tennille and family, and they'll be precious memories that you will forever hold on to. She loved her iced coffee, a 2-litre bottle a day habit. She loved her normal coffee hot, but drank so much she had to turn to decaf. Her soup had to be hot, and her all-time favourite was tomato on toast. She lived for Caitlin and took great pleasure in seeing her graduate Year 6. And I'd now like to invite Danita forward to pay tribute.
Dearest Nana, firstly, Nana, Tennille and Katie came into my life 8 years ago. Nana won my heart pretty early on and took our Lockie under her wing and quickly became Nana to our boys and myself. Nana was a wonderful Nana to our Katie and Lockie, especially as the other boys were all much older, and I am thankful for her love to my family. About 7 years ago, Howie and I, just David, took Nana to Newcastle for a heart specialist appointment. Things weren't looking great. Later that year, she had heart surgery in Sydney. On our visit to Newcastle for that appointment, Nana said to me that she was worried about how things were looking and that she had to keep going for our little girl. She was talking about our sweet Katie. Nana wanted to see Katie grow into a young adult. Sadly, dementia took hold and Nana slipped away from from a very independent woman living at home to needing 24-hour care in the nursing home. This was a huge challenge for Tennille, watching her mother's deterioration. Sadly, our Nana had a massive stroke and life has ended much faster than anyone would have wanted. Nana still didn't give up, hanging on for another week and one day. Nana is now at peace and free from any pain or confusion. As much as we will miss her, I know that we will all smile when we think of you and that beautiful beaming smile that you had. I stand here and promise you, Nana, that we will continue to love and support both Katie and Tennille and watch our beautiful girl grow into a beautiful lady. We are all better people for having you in our lives. Rest easy, sweet lady. This is from David. Dawn was the best mother-in-law a bloke could ask for. She could certainly cook, and she put on a mean stew together. I remember this day when I walked in the door at Dawn's home, and this smell wafted past my nose, and I said, "Oh, what are you cooking?" And Dawn replied, "That's my famous stew." And my first thoughts was, "Oh dear, not another stew," knowing full well that my own mother's stews were like. I was silly enough to turn my nose up at it until I was sternly reminded, "Don't knock it till you've tried it." Her stews were right up there with the best. She was certainly a devoted grandmother to our Caitlin, something that I am forever thankful for. She was always kind, caring and supportive. And this is Katie. These are some words and memories from Katie about her Nana. I used to love playing Trouble with Nana and other board games. I'm mostly the one who won. However, we just loved playing and spending time together. I used to love how she would give me chocolate after school. A few weeks before Nana passed away, we visited on a Sunday early afternoon. Nana was busy playing bingo, and Mum has told me that when Nana was younger, she loved playing bingo. I got to play this with Nana, and she won chocolates. Nana absolutely loved her chocolate, so it was a great prize for her. I have lived with Mum and Nana for a lot of my life in the same house. I am so lucky because I was always with Nana having fun when Mum was busy. There you go.
Thanks so much, Danita, for sharing those beautiful special tributes with us. We're going to pause for a moment of reflection now as we listen to Supermarket Flowers by Ed Sheeran.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill.
And just when I thought I lost my way, you gave me strength to carry on. That's when I heard you say, I promise you, I'm always there. When your heart is filled with sorrow and despair, and I'll carry I promise you, I'm always there. When your heart is filled with sadness and despair, carry you when you need a friend. You'll find my footprints in the when your heart is full of sadness and despair, I'll carry you when you need a friend. You'll find my footprints in the sand.